In this video, we are going to see how to use Green's theorem when we have two regions. In this particular problem, we have asked to find out the line integral of this given function, and the functions are p of x comma y is equal to y plus e power x, q of x comma y is equal to 2x square plus cos y. Okay, that is bounded by this region. We have all that region is already in the graph. And when we have p x y given, we arrange this one line integral like this: p dx plus q dy. Okay, sometimes the question will be given like this. You will get the values directly. They don't mention which one is p, which one is q, but you have to know first one is going to be the p value and the second value is going to be the q value. Okay, and also sometimes they just give p of x comma y and q of x comma y and they give the equation. Okay, there are two different ways they can give, and all you have to know is when we have p dx and when we change this one into double integral, that's going to be minus partial derivative p with respect to y. Okay, this derivative is going to be opposite. If it's here dx, this is going to be partial derivative with respect to y. Okay, and for q it's the same thing, like partial, if it's y, it's going to be x right here. And also we have to know first one is going to be q, then second one is going to be p, and that's the sign is going to be minus, like we are subtracting. And that's all we have to know. Now let's go ahead and find the partial derivative. We are going to convert this line integral into double integral. In order to do that, first we have to find out the partial derivative. Let's go ahead and find the partial derivative of q with respect to x. Okay, this is our q function. If we do the partial derivative with respect to x, this y is going to be 0 because y is treated as a constant. So this is going to be just 4x. And if you do the partial derivative of p with respect to y, this is going to become just 1, right? E power x is going to be just 0. So we are going to have 4x, 1. And now we can go ahead and write our double integral. Double integral is going to be partial derivative of q with respect to x minus partial derivative of p with respect to y. In our case, q respect to x is equal to 4x and p respect to y is equal to 1. So this is going to be 4x minus 1. Okay, now first we have to do the integral with respect to y, then we have to do the respect to x. Okay, now if we do the integration with respect to y, since we have double integral, we have to look at y. If it's y, we have to look at the vertical, right? We have to see where it's starting and where it's ending. And if you look at this one carefully, you can see until the midway it's one equation, but after that it's going to be different because of this line, because each line is going to have different equation, right? This line has a different equation, and also this line here is going to have different equation. Now we have to find out what is the equation is, then only we can go ahead and do the put the limits of integration. Now let's say the first equation, the equation of this red line, let's call this one y of x or g of x or f of x, whatever the name you want. Okay, f of x. And if we call this one f of x, and to find the equation of the line, for this one it's straightforward because we have the point 1 1, it's provided. From this one we can see when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1, and this is going through the origin, so this is y is equal to x, y is equal to x. So we know the equation of the first line. Now let's see how to find the equation of the second line. To find the equation of the second line, you can use the line equation, that is y is equal to mx plus b. You can do the same thing for the first one, but since the first one is straightforward, we don't have to do this. Now here we have to find the slope and b value. To find the slope, if you remember, when we have points, we can do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In our case, y2, this is, let's say this is y2. y2 is going to be 0 minus 1 over x2 minus x1, 2 minus 1, okay, times x plus b. That's going to give us negative x plus b. So y is equal to negative x plus b. Here we have to find the b value too, right? To find the b value, we can grab one of these, like one of the point, and plug it in this equation. So let's plug this 1 1. If when y is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, so this is going to be negative 1 plus b. Therefore b is going to be equal to 2. Now we have the equation of the line, that's y is equal to negative x plus 2. Okay, now we have the regions. So let's go ahead and write our double integral. For the first one, so we are going to separate this one into two parts. Until the middle we are going to keep one equation, Okay, until the middle we are going to do the one integral. Since we have two regions, we are going to have we are going to put two double integrals, like plus and another double integral. The function is going to be same, 4x minus 1 dy dx. Now let's go ahead and plug the double integral. I mean limits of integrals, limits of integration, right? For the first one is starting from 0 and going until this red line. So 0 to equation of the red line is given by y is equal to x. So we had to put x because we had to put y is equal to something, because the first integration is respect to y. So y is equal to x. And the second one, we just see where it's starting and where it's ending. At this point, x is equal to 1, right? So this is going from 0 to 1. Now let's look at the second one. Second one, we are looking at this region, okay? And in this region, the starting from 0 and ending at this blue line. Blue line is given by negative x plus 2. So 0 to negative x plus 2, and this x is starting from 1 and finishing at 2. So 1 to 2. Now we can go ahead and do the integration. For this one, this is going to become, since we are doing with respect to y, this x is going to be a constant, treat that as a constant. So we are going to have 4xy minus y, and that's going from 0 to x, okay? And the outside integral is going to remain like this, 0 to 1 dx. And here it's going to be the same thing. We are going to have 1 to 2, and after that integral is going to be same thing, 4xy minus y, and this is going from 0 to negative x plus 2 dx, okay? Now let's continue the rest of the part on top. Now let's get rid of these parts because we need some space. Let's get rid of this part. Okay, now let's continue here. Okay, so let's plug the values for this one. 4x times x, that's going to be just 4x square. So 0 to 1, 4x square minus x, because y is equal to x. Then we are going to integrate this one with respect to x, plus, if we plug negative x plus 2 for y, and also the 0 is going to be 0. If you plug 0 for y, that's the whole thing is going to be 0, so we don't have to worry about that part, right? So that's why I just kept this one. Now let's go ahead and do this one. If we integrate this, we already integrated, we are going to plug this one. And if we plug this one, first is going to be just 1 to 2, 4x times negative x plus 2, and then we are going to have minus negative x plus 2, and if we plug 0, the whole thing is going to be 0, so we don't have to put that one, right? Now let's simplify this one. Here if we integrate this one with respect to x, this is going to be just 4x cubed divided by 3 minus x squared divided by 2, and that's going from 0 to 1. And here if we simplify this one, this is going to be 1 to 2, 4x times negative x, that's going to be negative 4x squared, and 4x times 2, that's going to be 8x, and here we are going to have negative x, that's going to be plus x, and negative 2, okay? Negative 2, 8x plus x, that's going to be 9x. So we can combine these two together. So let's write this in that way, 9x minus 2 dx. 9x minus 2 dx. Now let's simplify this one. Here we can plug this one. This is going to be just 4 over 3 minus 1 over 2. If we plug 0, the whole thing is going to be 0. So we don't have to worry about that part. Now let's do this part. If we integrate this one, this is going to become negative 4x cubed divided by 3. And here we are going to have, okay, let's separate this one. Here we are going to have 9x squared plus divided by 2, and then this negative 2x, and that's going from 1 to 2. Okay, now let's plug the values. If we plug 2, this is going to be 2 cubed. 2 cubed is going to be 8. 8 times negative 4, that's going to be negative 32. Okay, negative 32 divided by 3. And then if we plug 2, this is going to be 2 squared, that's going to be 4. 4 times 9, that's going to be 36. 36 divided by 2. And here if we plug 2, this is going to be just negative 2. And also we are going to plug 1. And if we plug 1, this is going to be just negative 4 over 3. The other one is going to be 9 over 2. And then we are going to have negative 1. Okay, now this one is going to just remain 4 over 3 minus 1 over 2. Let's try to simplify everything. 4 over 3 minus 1 over 2. If we take this one out of the bracket, this is going to be just negative 32 over 3 plus 36 over 2 minus 2. And if you take this bracket out, this is going to be minus minus, that's going to be plus. Plus 4 over 3 minus 9 over 2 plus 1. Okay, now here we can take 6 as common denominator, because most of the case we have 3 2 in the denominator, so we can take 6 as common denominator. If we take 6 as common denominator, first one we are going to have is 8. Okay, 8 minus 3, and here we are going to have 64, negative 64, and this is going to become 3 times 36. 3 times 36 is equal to 108, and then we are going to have 6 times 2, that's going to be negative 12, and here we are going to have 2 times 4, that's going to be 8, and then 3 times 9 is going to be 27, and then 6 times 1, that's going to be just 6. Now let's add them together. 8 minus 3 is equal to 5, 5 minus 64 is going to be negative 59, negative 59 plus 108, 99. Negative 59, 108, that's going to be 49. Wait, that's 59, right? Okay, let's check this value. 8 minus 3 minus 64 plus 108 negative. Okay, it seems like there's a mistake here. Let's see what's that mistake is. Here I should have got 4. Okay, this one should be, okay, this mistake is, this one should be 2x. Okay, this one is 2x, therefore this one is going to be 4, and here we're going to have negative 2. Okay, so that's going to change this value into 24. 24, this means, okay, 24, and here we are going to have 4, right? Negative 4, this is going to be 2, and if it's 2, this is going to become 6 times 2, that's going to be 12. Okay, okay, if you calculate this whole thing, you're going to get 18 divided by 6, that's going to be equal to 3, and that's going to be the final answer. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.